Alright guys, today is demo days at Harley Davidson. Look at all these bikes. I'm trying to go through, ride every single bike, trying to avoid the music here in front of the truck so I don't get demonetized. Alright, so I think I've ridden 5 bikes so far. Today I want to take this one out. Take a look at this. This is 2023 Road King Special. And when I was buying the bike, I actually ended up with the Fat Boy. I was like, well, I could buy the Fat Boy, I could buy the Breakout, or I could buy the Road King Special. 3 of my favorite bikes. And I don't know, this one actually, the price isn't too bad actually. $24,600, so you know, a few thousand more than the Fat Boy, and you can get a Road King Special. I don't know. Maybe I should have bought the Road King Special. Oh, this bike is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Looks like it's in gear. Alright. Well, this is kind of interesting. I don't remember this on the Road King Special. As a matter of fact, last year on the Road King Special. Oh, I thought he was talking to me. I already told him I was taking the bike out. So you turn on here, make sure it's in neutral, pull the clutch. Oh, you got to turn it on, obviously. A lot of bikes don't actually have that, which is interesting. All right. Wow. Wow, it almost feels like it has a cam in there or something. Ventilator, air cleaner. Oh, that's interesting. We'll see if the air cleaner gets in the way. So these are like, this is the 114. Look at how much it shakes. That's pretty unbelievable. Wow. It almost feels like they put a cam or upgraded it to where it's rougher. I don't remember the Road King Special from last year being that rough. So has a stage 2. I bet it has a cam in it. It's pretty wild. All right, let's take this one out. See if I regret buying my Fat Boy after I ride this one. This one's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Floorboards. Floorboards bring me way up. First thing I would do is I'd get rid of the floorboards. Matter of fact, on my Fat Boy, I got rid of the floorboards. It was just 2 bolts. And you take 2 bolts, and you can just attach your pegs. And you can swap out the floorboards for pegs. It's super easy. Anybody can do it. It's like it's like you don't have to bring it into the shop to get it swapped out. Let's see if I can actually keep this one up right here. This is a little bit heavier. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Oh yeah, the seat's very comfortable. So my Fat Boy, yeah, I took a 3-hour ride on that thing, and my seat was killing me so bad. It's like I got to do something. And I swapped it out for, I can't remember what the seat is. It's a Harley Davidson seat, the most comfortable one you can get, and that thing's like a pillow. It's so plush. So just 1 bolt, you can pop off the seat and swap it out. So that's one thing you have to think about on a lot of these is, you know, there's one thing maybe that is a deal breaker and you can swap it out. Wow, it's loud. That's a good sound to it. Wow, this is one of the loudest bikes that I've been on all day. Wow. That's pretty crazy, actually. I think they put slip-ons and they did the air cleaner. The slip-ons, the air cleaner, and I think they must have tuned it too, because it's pretty smooth. It's pretty nice. It's got the stage 2 on it. I don't know, I think the stage 3 might be the cam. So it might not have a cam in it. But I'm actually surprised how much it kind of shakes at idle. It's smooth on the road, very smooth. Kind of going into the wind a little bit. Hopefully it won't hit too much rain. But it's one of the smoother ones on the road as far as the suspension. Wow. It's pretty loud. It's only loud when you're taking off though. You kind of back up off of it, it's not that loud. Waving on this bike is no problem at all. Easy to ride. It's kind of sluggish moving it back and forth, I'd say. Almost as sluggish as like the breakout that I rode earlier, which is interesting. It seemed like the road glide was maybe better than the breakout, I could say. You know, with the thicker tires, sometimes you get the kind of the sluggish handling on the road. But it's got the classic speedo and the gas tank, which is nice. I really like the big dial on the gas tank. I think that's what sold me on the Fat Boy. On the breakout, they just had a little tiny digital thing right on the handlebars. It was like very simplistic. But I kind of like this whole setup here. Beside, you know, other than the on switch right in the middle, it's pretty much exactly like the Fat Boy. Kind of like your classic setup. The only thing that I find distracting on my Fat Boy is that if you want to know how fast you're going, you have to look down and take your eyes off the road just for a second. That's kind of like with this one too. I mean, you completely take your eyes off. As far as the it's so loud. We're going 65. That's pretty choppy. From the almost, I'd say there is buffeting from that windscreen. First thing I thought I would do on this, I'd probably take off the windscreen. The other thing that I'd say, probably the number one thing that I don't like about this bike, that I guess is one of the reasons I didn't buy it, is because the floorboards put my feet up a little bit too high, you know, being 6'4", and it kind of brings it up to where it's like above the tank right here. But yeah, it is so loud. You know, it's funny because the breakout seems faster. It is. It has a good sound to it, I'd say. Loud and obnoxious, deep and rumbly. Pretty nice. I like it. I'd say the windscreen's not bad at 55, 60. Seems like once you hit 65, it kind of starts buffeting. Coming around the corners, pretty solid in the corners, super solid, very solid. Right there, ooh, bad buffeting. It just kind of, yeah, that's pretty bad. This windscreen kind of sucks. I've never ridden a Road King Special with the windscreen, so it could be too that we're kind of like halfway in the middle of a storm, and there's like side winds and cross winds, and my last ride I got pretty soaked on the last ride. But looks like we'll do good on this one. It's like out here kind of playing roulette with the rain clouds. You never know if you're gonna get hit or not. I would definitely say on this one, with the Stage 2, it definitely has more engine vibration than I can feel it kind of coming up through the handlebars. Not really through the seat though. The seat seems like it takes out all the vibration, which is pretty interesting. It's so funny because every bike has pros and cons. I think it was, I can't even remember now. I think it was the Breakout that had, I couldn't see anything through the mirrors. The mirrors were like just pointed right at my arms. I couldn't see cars behind me, which is the first time I've noticed anything like that. These are great. These mirrors are fantastic. These are just kind of like the stock Harley Davidson mirrors. This engine almost has like a pop to it. I don't know. I'd say this one probably has the best sound out of all the bikes. If you want a loud and obnoxious, kind of a deep rumbly sound. I want to turn it around here. So this is kind of where I've been turning around all the bikes. So this one has an interesting stance to it. And a lot of times turning around, the ease of turning, a lot of it has to do with the stance. I don't know, if I wasn't as big as I am, I don't know if I could reach and turn around that tight. Kind of stretched out on that turn. But it's easy to turn. Seemed like it was very forgiving around the corner. Turn like that. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright. On my last ride, this is all wet and steamy. It's like it dried out. Doesn't seem quite as fast as the Fat Boy or the Breakout, or even the Street Bob seem faster than this. I think it's just because it's a heavier bike with a bigger frame. But boy, that buffeting, whew, even at 55, is choppy, super choppy, loud wind. It's crazy. It's like I'm ready to take that windscreen off. That windscreen really sucks. And the good thing about this kind of a windscreen is you can easily replace it. You know, these are like the quick release ones, you can pop it off. I actually have some really nice windscreens. I think that would fit right on here from my Dyna. And I have one from the Sportster too. I think that would fit on here. I love the blue color. Very nice color on this. Nice deep dark blue. Pretty awesome. It definitely takes all the wind off your body. But yeah, that's that's a loud, choppy wind. I'd say this is the second bike that I've been on that I feel like I need earplugs. It's funny. And I'm only going 55. A lot of times the choppiness and the buffeting only really kicks in about, 65 and above. It's kind of surprising. So this one's pretty nice. I don't know, this one, the Fat Boy, now that I'm riding it, I think I like my Fat Boy better. It's a close call, very close, I'd say. I think the thing that turns me off on this is the visor, but that's easily just popped off. I'd rather have no visor. I ride my Fat Boy with no visor. No wind protection at all. And the funny thing is, with the buffeting, it almost seems like it's got a worse suspension. But it's all in my head. It's all in my head. Alright, let's see how the brakes are. The brakes kind of suck. Back ones, the front ones, kind of like your standard Harley Davidson brakes, like you really gotta get on it. Yeah. Not too bad. I'd say average brakes. Not like, what was it, the last year, the Sportster S. Oh, I might have to try that one this year. That's loud and obnoxious. Loud. Loud and obnoxious. But yeah, last year on that Sportster S, the brakes were horrendous. Like, I almost couldn't even stop. It was that bad. So hopefully they fixed them this year. So we'll see. Pretty nice, pretty nice. The seat's not as comfortable as I thought it was going to be compared to my Fat Boy. Of course, a lot of times with the seat, it's because, especially in this one, I think it's because I have my feet kind of closer up on the floorboards. If you can get them more like out on a highway peg, out on the crash bar, it's a little bit better because you're not like sitting with your tailbone right in the seat. I love the sound of this one. It's got plenty of power. No problem with not having enough power. Definitely has way more power than like with my Dyna with a 96. Oh, that buffeting's awful. It's the one thing. It makes me want to pull over right here and pull that windscreen off and throw in the ditch. Just throw it in the ditch. That is so bad. So bad. I rode this last year. It was one of my favorite bikes. Just one little change like that can just totally ruin your perception of what the bike is really like. I think it would have been better. I think it would have been better than last year if I wouldn't have that windscreen. Because, you know, you get the better sound, stage 2, more power. That's a lot of power. Oh, I gotta slow down. I'd say this is probably one of the worst buffeting. I think 2 years ago I rode a Street Glide that had really bad buffeting, which I was actually surprised on that one. That was the way it was loud and buffeting. Yeah, for some reason, it's funny because you ride a bike and then a few years go by and you really forget what that bike was like. I thought the suspension was going to be different on this one. Of course, it's weird because if you it depends what you ride it next to too. So if you're riding like an Iron 1200 and then you jump on this, it's like it's like night and day. It's unbelievable the difference. And this one feels so much better. But then, you know, after you ride different bikes and you jump back on this, and it's like, well, it's good, but it's not as good as like a CVO Street Glide or something like that, like the one I was just on for $50,000, which is like double the money of this. You know, $50,000, they can upgrade everything on the whole bike, so that's why they're so nice. And that's why they're so expensive, because they did upgrade everything. So this is pretty nice. Would I buy this bike? Whew. I almost did buy this bike, actually. I was on the fence. This one or the Fat Boy. And the Breakout just wasn't available at the time, so I don't know. I think I still made a good choice with the Fat Boy. They're so close. They're so close. I don't know. If I was doing a lot of really long distant riding, I kind of had my eye on the Ultra Limited. That thing is super nice. This is a pretty nice bike. Road King Special. I love the sound. Love the sound of this one. It's the best sound on the both bikes. Alright, here we go. We'll have to see what else we can take out here. Today, I'm coming back tomorrow and the next day, see if we can hit all these bikes. Yeah, pretty nice. It seems like, I don't know, I'm still convinced that this has a cam in it. Just the way it kind of lopes, kind of lopes like that. It feels like it has a cam. And you know, with the cam, you usually get a little more power. I'm convinced. I'll have to ask them, but it feels like they did the upgrade with the cam on this one. All right, so there you have it. That is the 2023 Harley Davidson Road King Special in blue. I love that blue. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.